Simo, congratulations on the win. What was it like to see a lot of elements come together today?
Yeah, we've been working pretty hard and not getting a lot of reward. So we were disappointed last week, but I suspect there's 18 clubs who've been disappointed with a half here, a quarter there. Not many have got through just with 8 quarters of brilliance. So, and I get the connection to last year and where we're at and what we're doing, and we're nowhere near the finished product, but I think we're a different side. So, yeah, the reflections on when we have a bad game, bad quarter, I think, yeah, it's easy to compare to last year and understand it and accept it, but different personnel, different side, different fitness, hopefully a different style of play. So they got rewarded with a bit of effort today, and it all started around winning the ball, which I've been talking about a bit.
That second quarter, how much did that fill your heart?
For my heart, it's just a brutal competition. Like, you know, we can't bask in the glory of the second quarter. Like, we've got a lot of work to do. But they got a chance to express what we've been working on off the back of winning some contests and stoppages and good players playing well. And we've seen a lot of those signs over summer, but we haven't really brought it together, and we're still a fair way off in a lot of areas. But it was good to get a bit of reward on the scoreboard for some of the things we're working on.
Last week, contested possession clearances would have disappointed you. Today, in front, albeit by a couple, but you won in both of those, and Tim Kelly set the standard.
Tim did set the standard, yeah. I thought Bailey lifted from a ruck point of view, and you know, we really respect the Giants. They're missing a few soldiers, and they're coming off a pretty tough game. But you know, the boys got to work. You know, we played 4 teenagers today, which I think we've done. So that combined with some good back half transition. You know, Jermaine Jones down back, I thought was pretty good. Got some flow in our game. So, but yeah, the first half last week was a real good reality check about, you know, what the game's telling us, and then we got to turn the tables a little bit today with the stoppages between the arcs and those sort of things.
Forwards must get excited when Jermaine Jones got the foot. He looked terrific going forward.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't all about him, but yeah, we played back a bit last year, and we started him forward because we lost Junior, and we thought, okay, we better get Jones back in the front half. But with young Long coming into the side and having some good availability in the front half, we put him down back, and he gave us a bit of run and a bit of overlap, which the Giants are actually very good at, and that helped set us up.
Is that what's been missing in the last few games? Having that last kick inside 50, short with Jones today, just hitting that leading forward? Is that what do you think?
No, what's been missing is we haven't been winning the ball. So contested possessions and clearances between the arcs, it's so honest, the game at the moment. It's, you know, it's not quite one-on-one, but if you don't win the ball and you have to depend on back half, you know, ball movement, I've been saying it a million times, our biggest issue in the last 2 or 3 years is the contest. So if we get that right, we're competitive in that area, then we can look at other things. And yeah, today was a reasonable day with our transition. But there'll be days where it's a struggle and days where we go very well. So we're really clear about where we're at. We've got a long way to go. And even the last quarter, I thought, you know, we got challenged and probably didn't quite meet what we're hoping to do. But, you know, overall, we have a win, which is great. We enjoy the wins, but it'll move on real quick.
Waterman, did you come in thinking Waterman was going to finish it in the ruck? Was that part of the plan, or was that through... What did you think? Finished 4 goals?
As a ruckman, mediocre. As a forward, he was...
for a couple of taps?
Yeah, he did. And, you know, the Giants do the similar thing. You know, we've got, obviously, Freo next week who have 2 A-grade ruckmen, so how he managed that. But I thought Bailey stepping up as he's 23, it's been a real challenge for him to play out a 4-quarter game. And I thought he played his part today. And then Jakey obviously got rewarded up in the front half and pinched it for us.
Is Allen an option to pinch it in the ruck with Waterman and Darling back forward?
I think we've got to explore that, you know. So some club, when North players, you know, tall mid, so you know those type of opportunities, and some clubs play 2 rucks. So you know, it worked for us today to a certain degree, but it might not work next week. So each week will be different.
Just a bit more on Waterman. It seemed like a really big breakout performance by him, even the way he led was really direct. What do you think a game like this could do for him?
For Jake, he's been around a while. He's come back from a knee injury, and he was just a week off last week. He played a pretty good waffle game, and he's been fast tracked really. So we didn't want to bring him straight in. So we've got a pretty healthy list, barring 3 or 4 really good players. We're pretty healthy. So yeah, he earned his spot, and then he got rewarded with some good ball movement up the ground. He got on the end. He's a leader, and he got rewarded today with what happened up the ground.
Adam, it's the biggest week in WA footy now, coming outside of finals with the Derby coming up. Is it a little less pressure on you having a win and then being winless into 2 rounds?
Less pressure? I don't think this changes anything from what we do. Like, I know there was a fair bit of criticism and noise, which we accept. We were disappointing last week, but it just doesn't change. Every week's another audit on how you're going. So no, I don't. I try not to adapt to wins and losses too much. I've had no choice. We've had a lot of losses, so I've tried to stay on glass half full. But we are setting ourselves up for longer term. So win, lose or draw next week. We're trying to build a baseline, get some talent through our list, expose some kids, and get our leaders to play as good as they can at the same time. That's what we're working on. That's our plan. So next week's really important, but it's not grand final week.
The speed that you had on the game, Adam, you ball movement, how close was that to what you wanted and what you've been working on?
Yeah, because the boys are a lot healthier, and the profile's probably a little bit different with Hunt even coming into the side, and Jones and a few of those guys have injected a bit of speed into our profile, which we needed to do. And then, like I said, we win the ball and we get a chance to express ourselves in the way we move the ball. So we've been encouraging that for a couple of years. So it's good to see they did it today.
Did it feel good?
Did it feel good?
Like that
Yeah, I'm not getting carried away. I'm really not. Like it was, we executed what we wanted to today. At stages it looked sharp, and at stages it was poor. So just want to find that balance of reward the good stuff and keep working on the stuff we need to work on.
Did you expect Yowie to come back next week?
He's more unlikely than likely, Yowie. Yeah. Same with Nick, so we can knock that on the head. And then we're going to have some senior players who won't train tomorrow. So there's no injury scare tomorrow either. So I'll get in front of that for whoever does the track report.
Is Yowie taking just a tiny bit longer than you?
Yeah, he's done a lot of calves over the last 3 or 4 years. So it's a long year.
What do you think of Ruben today in his second game? He had a run with Green that looked like early on. I think he's leading the league in tackles after
Is
the
he?
game. So.
We gave him a roll on Green, and look, Green still had a bit of the ball, but I thought he nullified a bit of his presence, and for a second gamer to do that and also bring some heat around the contest, that's what we drafted, and he just does the right things at the right time. So along with the other 3 young fellas, I think great exposure. Like, they haven't played in front of that crowd before, and even Hunt coming into the side, those guys would have learned a lot today. Young Hewitt playing his first game. Coming on a difficult time for us as well. It was just good to get another game under their belt.